Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Sunday, March 22nd, I believe. I gotta always check that. Let me see here. There you go. So, what a week. What a week for the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome to VikeFest. I want to call my podcast VikeFest because it's like a VikeFest, even though, you know, there are changes, change is good. It can't always be the same like it used to be. Free agency is a real deal, and players are getting paid. So you can't blame them for wanting to get the buck, or get away from a situation that they think is unacceptable, as in a case with Diggsy. For one reason or another, we could easily tell he wasn't happy, and I think he made it clear on a interview last year that there was something wrong, and he was fined $200,000 for missing practice, which is a lot of money. I think it's a lot of money, but I guess for him it's not. But he's on to the Buffalo Bills. Good luck to him. I think it was a good trade. We picked him up for in the fifth round. We got great years out of him, and then instead of just letting him go to another team for nothing, we got back a first round pick, I want to say a fourth and a sixth this year, and a third and a fourth. I can never remember, but quite a bit of picks. With another one next year, I think that's a fourth rounder next year, but don't quote me on that. We do get some picks back out of it, so that's good. Before I forget, do have tickets for sale. Section 218, the whole season tickets, 10 games. That's 8 regular season and the 2 preseason, all for $3,000. Keep them, use them, give them away, sell them, whatever. Up to you. I do have another section that I have a client who buys the whole section, and I think he gives some away, or uses them for his family. I'm not even sure, but he's happy. Every time I talk to him, he seems happy, so that's good. A couple of people I want to talk about, and the first one is Daniil Hunter. It sounds like he agreed to a restructure of his contract. And let me just say that, do you guys remember last year when uh, Spielman and everyone else was trying to get people to restructure their deals, and people like Kirk didn't budge? Here is Hunter. He was very happy to help the Vikes out to ease up on, help out with the salary cap issue, and so he restructured his deal. And according to my girl Courtney Cronin, she says that he converted his salary into a signing bonus. Signing bonus, so he gets that all up front, which is probably not good for taxes, but it's nice to have $8 million pumped into your checking account for sure. So now the his cap hit is lowered down to 9 million versus the 14.5 before the his restructure, and that's the kind of player he is. He's clearly a team player. He could have said no, and I'm not going to do that, but I mean, the guy's making millions, and the team brought him in, and why wouldn't he want to help out? So I asked for this last year with people like Cousins, who had plenty of room to restructure, and he never did. So that maybe shows that he might not be a quite the team player that Hunter is. So kudos to Hunter. Thank you for doing that. Next player I want to talk about is Laquan Treadwell. It sounds like he's agreed to a deal with the Atlanta Falcons. And then I was always hoping that Laquan would like be a savior for us in just come out of nowhere and be the first round pick talent that he's that we picked. He never really panned out, and I always held out hope for him, but it sounds like he's moving on. Although he did come back last year, is there a chance he could come back this year? Probably not. I think this is it. We certainly gave him all the chances in the world to be the first round talent that we hoped he would be, but that's really not the case, and we got to move on. So let's see. Everson Griffin is still kicking around. He did post that he's not coming back. Probably not. And I'm hearing rumblings that he might end up down in Dallas, which is an interesting place. Dallas is coming in this year to play us. So is that part of his thinking? Come back and show us, what we lost. But then again, we really helped him out when he had some issues mentally. So, it's not like we kicked him to the curb. I don't know what they said behind the scenes, but the Vikings seem to be on his side and seem to want to give him a chance. So, yeah. If he goes to the Cowboys, that's fine. I still think we're in good shape. We have Adenabo, who's really stepping up. We picked up Michael Pierce, who's a big belly nose tackle who can squat like 725 pounds. So he can stuff the middle and be our next Linval Joseph, who ended up in Los Angeles with the Chargers. So, it's all good in the hood. We just have to really hope for a good draft class. And this year we have, up to this day, 14 draft choices. So that's a lot. We got to find 2 or 3, 4 really good players out of that. We got 2 first-round picks this year, so I'm excited about that. I want to see some kind of an offensive lineman picked. I know in the past we seem to always end up picking a cornerback, although last year we did pick up Bradbury. But I certainly don't want another cornerback. I'd like to see an offensive lineman, which is a very good investment, because those guys, if they play well, stay around for years. They're usually low-key, not troublemakers, don't have a big ego and a big personality, and they usually can get along with people, which is always good. So I'm hoping for at least, I'd like to see, since we have 2 picks in the first round, a lineman and a good wide receiver, if a good wide receiver is available. And then I think we're good. I think defensively, most everyone's coming back, so we shouldn't be in trouble there. We only lost Linval Joseph and Weatherly. Weatherly wasn't all that great. Mackenzie Alexander went to the Bengals. He wasn't all that great. And Trey Waynes could play, but he didn't have heart. He was always moping around, and good luck to him in Cincinnati. They gave him $14 million, so I guess someone thought he had value. I wouldn't have paid $14 million for Waynes, but I'm not a GM. I'm just a podcaster. So let's see what's going on this week. We're just going to watch the news and see who else stays, and they haven't really made a splash on anyone coming into the Vikings besides Pierce. So I'd like to see, with some of this money that they have available now, who are they going to pick up. So life as usual. Let's just move on and Hope everyone's staying safe with the virus. Everywhere you go, it's dead as a doornail. It's just incredible how everything is just down to a standstill. And we'll get through this, and stocks will come back, and economy will come back. I just heard that our great president announced that tax day has been moved to July 15th. So if you're self-employed, it gives you a few more months to file, which filing is not a big deal. It's a pain in the neck. It's just something else you got to do and plan for. So I'll probably wait until the last minute like I always do. So not much more else I can say. Good luck to Laquan. Hunter, thanks for being a team player. And let us skol out. Skol.